So I would like to talk about the energy crisis. I'm not talking about a lack of fossil fuels or even a lack of energy for solar. We don't have enough to run our machines or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I want to talk about a different kind of energy crisis. We as people are electromagnetic phenomena. We are living dynamos, if you will, or generators. We take one kind of energy and turn it into another. We're like a black box. And we have a particular slant to our individual nature. If we talk about it from the direction of like particle physics, if you get down to the particles, every particle has its own spin. And then the spin determines how it interacts with other particles because they have spins as well, and each spin kind of bounces off, if you will, just for the sake of visualization. So if we suppose that we're composed of all of these particles that have their own spin, we would have in ourselves kind of a collective spin. And that would be your personal direction, striving, will. And a lot of us have been bred into this society where, we have to swallow the striving for the sake of fulfilling other needs, which may or may not be purely imagined. And so I think that we spend so much time fighting ourselves that we don't have enough energy to think, we don't have enough energy to change, we don't have enough energy to raise our consciousness to a level where we could even perceive what we're doing. We're just down at the dregs all the time. And even down at the dregs, there's like a relative lifted, like others feeling good. Like from a life in the dregs, getting hammered feels real good. From a life of following your shit, getting hammered, it's actually not as good as like fulfilling yourself. It's like lesser and higher desires, So I think that we kind of waste ourselves in this constant resistance to our thing for the sake of fulfilling this other expectation. And if we could talk about the internal experience, like I suppose like a river, you're inside. Hey, you're inside, and you can either try and cling to the rocks in the river and be stable, and in the sense you're clinging to the stable rock, but while you're clinging to the stable rock, the flood of you, the river is flowing past, and as it flows past, it pushes on you because it wants you to go in your direction. But if you spend all your time clinging to that rock, then you're just exhausted and you can't possibly swim. And so eventually you drown. You're just too tired. And it seems like a lot of people seem like they're drowning. And I think that that's our energy crisis. Our energy crisis is that we are full of energy. We are energy, but instead of using this vast amount of strength to follow our path and do what we're supposed to do, which is an individual process, we use all that strength to refuse it, to fight it, to resist it, to deny ourselves all the time. And then we're just exhausted. But we're so fucking strong. Can you imagine if instead, where would we go? If instead of using all of our strength to cling to the rocks in the river, we swam? Where would we go? Why do we cling? Well, we cling because someone made us think that we'd drown if we let go. But the truth is, you drown if you hang on. So,